my name is Emma Rogers. I am studying exercise science here at Defiance College, and I'm going to be a junior.
I'm working with Dr. Gina Tron and the Williams County Health Department. We're focusing on youth health among the county, working with specific schools. We got 5 of the 7 schools in Williams County, and we're working closely with them, examining youth health. That's very important to examine, not only to assess where they are now, but how we can improve them later on and future generations to come into the county. So we're looking over, their physical activity, how much sleep that they're getting, how much nutrition that they're taking in, like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So we're really just examining that and then sending it off to the health department to see how they compare it from the national average, the state average, the past years that Williams County has collected this data. And then they'll go ahead and create programs, say that Williams County is not very active physically. They can go ahead and create a program to get those students more active throughout the week. I think a lot of the most surprising data that we've got is how early some of the students are participating in certain behaviors like smoking and drinking alcohol. I come from a place where alcohol is not very accepted. And so when I move here and I see that, these kids are starting at 13, 14 years old drinking alcohol, that's really alarming and surprising. So that's one thing that we pointed out in our research and our presentation that was unexpected, but alarming and should be looked at further. I think a lot of it goes into education, and not only starting with the students, but starting with the parents, because a lot of those behaviors branch off of the household that they're in. So I think working with the health department and local community, local organizations, and getting information out to parents and students and schools and whoever works with those students, to get them educated on, hey, this is an alarming behavior and this is what we can do to fix it and prevent it from happening again. One of the hardest things, that I probably worked on through the research is just like the technical stuff. I was introduced into Excel more than I have in any of the other projects that I've worked on. So understanding the realms of that and how it works and how I can get it to do what I want it to do. And working on, different data inputs and outputs and figuring out how to read the data that we get back. That's a very important skill in research. And I think that's one of the main things that I learned here. And it was probably one of the biggest struggles for me too, was learning how to do that. Our group, we didn't listen to a lot of music, but we definitely had a lot of snacks. My favorite is just like pretzels, but as a group, we had like a lot of Chipotle, so. Probably what are we having for lunch? We would, as soon as we got there, because as soon as we start working, we're in it and we're focused and, it's 2 o'clock and we haven't eaten yet. So as soon as we get there, we're like, okay, what are we having for lunch before we start working? One thing I learned about myself is that, I kind of need to take a deep breath and relax. I like to work very quickly and I like to overanalyze everything, which can be really good when you're working with data, but it causes a lot of stress on myself. So I make sure that I take a second to take a break from what I'm doing, go look at something else other than the data on the screen. So. Okay, so after I graduate from Defiance College, I plan on going to a graduate school. I want to be a physician's assistant. And most grad schools, you will be working in research when you're there. And so I think that this opportunity has opened up a lot of experiences for me, not only when I'm applying to grad schools and interviewing for that process, but once I'm actually there, I have a little bit of hands-on experience that I know how to use when I'm in grad school doing research. Definitely get into it and make sure it's something that not only can help you academically, but something you're interested in. Public health might not be for everybody, but there's so many different things that you can actually go and get your hands dirty, like Dr. Sorrell's diatom water research one. So make sure it's something that you're going to be excited about.